It was announced that The Batman 2, officially titled The Batman, Part 2, has been delayed, which calls into question the status of the DC Universe's Batman movie, The Brave and the Bold. Though originally planned to release on October 3, 2025, The Batman, Part 2 has been delayed a year to October 2, 2026. Even though The Batman is an Elseworld series, the change in The Batman, Part 2's release date will likely still have an impact on the new DCU reboot being spearheaded by James Gunn and Peter Safran. Though the Batman, Part 2 delay is disappointing, it could be good news for James Gunn's Superman. Now the DCU's film launchpad will have a little more room to breathe, without casual audiences being immediately confused. However, if Gunn is sticking to his original plans, The Batman 2's delay seems as though it may have a significant impact on the DCU's Batman movie, The Brave and the Bold. The Batman 2 release date delay could push the DCU's new Batman movie. During a press event in late January 2023, James Gunn and Peter Safran made it clear that The Brave and the Bold would not release within 6 months of The Batman, Part 2. This is a good plan, since it will prevent the two Batman movies from having to compete at the box office and for audience attention. However, now that The Batman, Part 2 has been delayed, the release date for The Brave and the Bold may be affected to maintain this planned release gap. The DCU's Batman project might not be released until 2027. If The Brave and the Bold is still meant to come out after The Batman, Part 2, then the DCU's Batman project might not be released until 2027. If DC Studios sticks to the 6-month benchmark, the earliest The Brave and the Bold could release after The Batman 2 is April 2027. It should be noted that although The Brave and the Bold has been confirmed, it doesn't currently have a release date, and Gunn and Safran said at the same event that they aren't beholden to a certain release order. Could The Brave and the Bold release before The Batman 2? DC's initial plan was for The Batman, Part 2 to come out first and then release The Brave and the Bold, though there was no specified date as to when exactly the DCU's new Batman project would be released. Now, if The Brave and the Bold has any shot of coming out before 2027, DC would have to change their plans and release it before The Batman, Part 2. The Brave and the Bold would have to be released by early April 2026 to get it out 6 months before The Batman 2. Trying to release The Brave and the Bold first could be tricky for DC Studios. The Brave and the Bold would have to be released by early April 2026 to get it out 6 months before The Batman 2. Though the DCU has found its new Batman movie director, DC Studios still needs to lock in a script and a cast quickly to get the movie out that fast. DC's Superman is currently filming to meet its release date of July 11, 2025. Following the same timeline, The Brave and the Bold would need to start filming by the end of 2024. Why DC Studios may prioritize The Brave and the Bold over The Batman. 2. Though it seems like a risk to try and rush The Brave and the Bold into production more quickly than was originally planned, it may still be the better option for DC. The studio has invested a lot into creating the new DCU reboot, and they likely wouldn't want to sacrifice the integrity of their new shared universe for an Elseworlds film like The Batman, Part 2. If The Batman, Part 2 is unsuccessful, it only affects Matt Reeves' standalone franchise. Alternatively, anything that risks the success of The Brave and the Bold could also have a ripple effect throughout the entire DCU. Though it would be difficult to get the movie out first, it might be the right move for DC to make, so long as the movie is ready in time. Was The Batman 2 delayed for The Brave and the Bold? According to The Wrap, The Batman, Part 2's delay is the result of the 2023 labor strikes. This means that The Batman 2 was not intentionally pushed back in favor of releasing The Brave and the Bold earlier, but simply needed time to continue developing the script after losing a few months to the WGA strike. That said, although The Batman, Part 2, wasn't specifically delayed because of DC's other Batman project, the recent delay of The Batman, Part 2 may just be the excuse they needed to flip the two movies' release dates. It seems unlikely that Gunn and Safran would want to go back on their plan to stagger the release of the two upcoming Batman movies by at least 6 months. They are now likely to be considering which project to release first, given the importance of getting the DCU off the ground. It wouldn't be too big of a surprise to see The Brave and the Bold given first priority due to its importance to the wider DCU, and the recent delay of The Batman. Part 2 may just be the excuse they needed to flip the two movies' release dates.